It's Sunday, September 7th. It's raining outside. It's the afternoon. I put the LEDs on my chronograph, and I'm trying to decide what bow I want for a 3D bow this year. I wanted something unique. I have a couple of bows that are pretty cool. I have the holly bow I made. I have the sassafras bow I made. I'm trying to decide which one I was going to use. And then I have this elk backstrap sinewed bow. This is one there was some controversy because I fire hardened this one with the Type Bond, which I'm not going to use Type Bond again. I have 3 bows that are waiting for a 6-month period for me to tiller and shoot, and 2 of them have elk backstrap, and one has deer leg sinew, and the deer leg sinew was put on with the gelatin, the Knox gelatin, and the other 2 were Type Bond hide glue. Okay. So I think one of those will be a hunting bow in the future, and I'm thinking of lightening this one up for a 3D bow. So we're going to see what kind of speed we get. It's in the house. We got the lights, LED lights on because it don't register that well in the house. And I forget what the speed was on this. I think it's 44 pounds at my draw length. Let's shoot it through the chronograph, and I may take this, and I may lighten this up to like 37, 36 pounds, and this may be a 3D bow because this is pretty unique, and that's kind of what I wanted, like a unique bow to shoot the 3D courses with. And don't get me wrong, the holly and the sassafras are definitely unique, and they're cool bows and they shoot well, but I'm kind of leaning towards tillering this. This is a 1/4 inch positive tiller on the top, and I'm kind of thinking I may change this and lighten it up because I have my hunting bows picked out for this year. They're fire hardened hickory, and let's see. I just want to get a little refresher on how many feet per second this is. It's like 134 feet per second. Not very fast. This isn't a very fast bow. So, kind of debating on what I'm going to do. Let me see what the pounds are on this again. Let me see what the pounds read. Yep, it's 44 pounds. That's what it is, 44 pounds. This was never a real lightning shooter, but it is pretty unique. I may change the shape a little bit and lighten the pounds and see what I come up with. It's, like I said, I have 3 other ones that are done, I would say, the correct way, okay? And I'm going to see what I can do with this. I could always shorten it a little too, make more pounds, and then reduce the weight. Maybe that'll make it a little faster, a little more stored energy in the limbs, make it shorter, and then reduce the weight. That might be an approach to this too. So let me shoot one more arrow through this and see what happens. Okay, here we go. Let's see. So far we got 134. I duplicated 134. Let's see. Not a fast bow. 134. So that might be the plan. Shorten it, remove some material, store a little more energy, see what kind of speed I get. The safe design for a self bow is double your draw length, and if you have a stiff handle, plus that riser length like 8 inches, and then add 2 inches more, and that'll give you kind of a safe self bow design. You don't want to go shorter, and you want to micro tiller it, and you want to make sure that the limbs, like hickory, you can go as thin as 1.5 inches. And if you have any other softer woods, you want to make them, or softer woods, or woods like yellow birch, you want to make it like 1 3/4 inches or a little bigger even, okay? And that'll be a safe design for a self bow. But now with the sinew back bow that I have, it's unknown waters for me, unknown territory. And what I'm going to do is take that hunting bow that's 44 and I'm going to shorten it to put a little more energy in it. I'm going to reduce the weight and I'm going to make it a 3D bow. And hopefully it'll be an efficient, fast, hard-hitting bow. And the sinew allows you to draw it back a little further, and it gets to a point where you can go a little too much, and that's the end of it, all right? So with my 26.5-inch draw, me shortening it, I think I'll be on the end of the extreme for shortening it and being able to come back to a full draw length. All right. I'll show you what we have. So we went from string groove, the string groove that was 56.5 to the new string grooves, which was about 1 inch down, and it's 55. It wound up being like 55 from string groove to string groove. Now that's going to increase the weight a little bit, and we're going to see how strong the sinew backing is. The idea of the sinew backing is you can make if the wood can handle it, you can make a bow that is a little stronger, a little shorter, and could draw back a little more, okay, a little more. And I only have a 26.5-inch draw, and I want to make a 3D bow, and this was 44 pounds. So now by shortening it, I increased it, but what I'm going to do is remove weight and retiller it, and I want to make like a 37-pound bow. And we're going to see how it is and how it shoots. So the working theory in my head is that there's a balance between stored energy. At a certain point, you can maximize for your draw length the stored energy by shortening the bow. And at some point, if you shorten it just a hair too much, it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. It defeats the purpose. Okay, so sinew is supposed to hold it together, and it's supposed to make it a little stronger. It's like kind of like almost like a natural laminate, okay? And we got hickory. Hickory is a great wood. So I'm going to remove material now. It was 44 pounds. I don't even know what it is now. I'm going to reduce weight. And the goal is, I'm going to put it on the tiller, and the goal is I want like a 37-pound bow, and we'll see how quick it'll be, all right? We'll see how it works out. Now that I have some string grooves cut, you know, I'll have a line to follow. These are 5/8 thick. I'm going to taper the limbs down. I'm going to taper these limbs down too to make it a little faster, and then recut the string grooves, okay? So that's part of the process. I'm going to make the limbs a little narrower, and then go on the tillering stick and remove weight where it has to be and get it to bend properly, and we'll see what happens. Got a little more to go. Got 1/2-inch tips, and 10 inches down, we got 7/8. 7/8. So now I'm going to touch up the string grooves, and then we're going to put it on the tillering tree and start tillering it in between the raindrops. It's supposed to drop and stop raining in like an hour, but I'm going to wait for a low spot, just go out, mark it quick, come in and take material off. While I'm waiting for the weather to slow down a little, I roughly shaped the tips. I'm going to sand them now a little bit better, make them a little more even. Bottom's round. Top has a point to it. Okay, narrowed the limbs. Narrowing the limbs will reduce a lot of weight. But the sinew should hold it together. And what we're looking for is a perfect bend here. And look, we got a perfect bend. It's crazy. We got a perfect bend. There's nothing, no flat spots on that side. Let's look over here. As I'm looking over here, I see a little flat spot right from here to here. Okay, so there's a little flat spot here. Let me get a ruler and measure the distance. Here we got artillery marks from the fade out to 1 inch from the string groove. And we got an 1.25 inch bend here. And we got an 1.1 inch here. And this is the top limb. It's okay to bend a little more, but you see that little dip. I'm going to remove that little dip. And it's starting to drizzle a little more, so I'm going to go inside with it. Here is the little flat spot between here and here. Time to check out the bends again. You can't look at the bow and the lines on the house because this post moves. So let's see what we got. We got a real nice bend again over here. We got an 1.25 inch. Let's see what we got over here. Now we got a nicer bend here. We got an 1.5 inch, and this is the top limb, so it's 1/4 more. It's 1/4 more, and that's okay. All right, we got to go down a little bit more for a string, just a tiny little bit more. So let's go down another inch and see what we got. Let's see if anything really jumps out at us now here. Okay, let's check it out. See if there's anything that needs to be removed. Okay, we're at the point now where we could put a string on, but we got to check these bends. I want these bends to be flowing nice. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is right here to here, there's a tiny little bit. Okay, tiny little bit we're going to remove there. And then we're going to just round the edges too. And this is just this is great over here. So we're going to remove that little bit there and then come back. I removed the material from that dip, and just want to let you know that when you narrow the limbs, that reduces weight fairly quickly. So we're going to put a string on it next and see what it looks like. Okay, look, we removed that dip. It looks like a good bend. We got roughly 1.5 inches, and this is like at brace height. What do we got here? We got 1.25 inches for the bottom limb. And we got a really nice bend going on here. So we're going to try and put a string on and see what it looks like. And for some reason, you know, even though we have it figured out, when you put a string on, you always got to play with it a little bit. You got to reduce a little, you know, from our artillery points, we got to reduce it to make that, with the brace on it, even. Started drizzling a couple of drops again, and I strung it up, and the bottom limb needed to move just a little bit. Now I have it exactly 1/4 inch more on the top limb, and we're going to just pull it back a little bit. See if it's going to break, or if it feels like it's going to come back to my drawer. Feels very heavy at my drawer. So let me see if I have the pull scale, which I do. And let's see if it don't break. If I pull it back, I got to reduce some material. Let's see what we got. Okay, we got 44 pounds. We got 44 pounds, reducing that weight and thinning the limbs out. Okay, so now I'm going to reduce the weight till 37 pounds, and we'll get back to you. Remove material, and the top limb is a 1/4 inch positive, like I like. Got 42. 42. Remove more material. I got it perfect. Absolutely perfect. The top limb is a 1/4 inch more. I got a 6-inch brace height. I won't go any longer than that with this short bow. You can look at it. Okay, let's see what kind of weight we got. Nothing cooperates. Let's see what we got here now. £41. 41 pounds. I think I'm going to pull it back a few times and then check it again. Let's try it one more time. £41, going to reduce a little more weight. Okay, it took off 10 strokes. Let's see what we got each limb. 40 pounds. Okay, one more time I remove material. 1/4 inch positive tiller on the top. It bends a 1/4 of an inch more. Rounded the edges. Got a 6-inch brace height. Gonna see what we got at my draw length. We got 38, almost 39 pounds, and that's it. It's perfect. So now what I'm going to do is going to clean up the mess, okay, put everything away, and we're going to go in and check the chrono with a lighter 3D arrow and see what we got. See if it was worth the trouble. This is 57 inches from tip to tip now, 38 plus pounds, and this is the extreme end at this 57 inches to go back to my 26.5 inch draw. Remember I told you at some point it's too much. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back. Well, this is at the outskirts. This is it, okay? So now I got it to the weight I want. We're going to shoot a 700 spline and trotter through this and see what we get for a chronograph reading. Okay, I have to put the LEDs on when I shoot it in the house. Otherwise, it don't register. So we have these 700 in trotters, which I use for 3D, which are light. And let's see what kind of speed we get out of this 39 pound bow. The string I grabbed didn't have a knock set, but I would say that's about right. And let's see what kind of speed we get. I'm going to clear this. .147, it's smoking hot. Let me take another one. Make sure I touch anchor. Okay, set it up the way it's supposed to be. Here we go. .148, and I stayed right there. Okay, so I did what I wanted to achieve. I narrowed the limbs, I shortened it up for more storage, more stored energy, okay, and I narrowed the limbs for a little faster speed, and I wanted to reduce the weight to a 3D bow so I could use this for 3D. And as you could see, with the lighter arrows, it's smoking fast. So I did what I wanted to do, and that's the end of this video for today of me playing around in the rain with nothing to lose, you know, reshaping and retillering this controversial Sinew back bow that I did with Type On, and I wound up fire hardened for a reason. Okay, and thanks for watching. Every day you get up is a good day, and this is the end of this video. Thanks.